Welcome and namaste. My name is Abigail Redman, and this is a gentle/restorative yoga practice designed to help you release some tension from your neck and shoulders, your upper back, and your chest. So I have a few yoga props here. You could get away with things that you have at home if you don't have specific yoga props, but I do have 2 yoga blocks, which are very useful. 2 yoga blankets. If you don't have yoga blankets, you could substitute some thick fluffy towels. I do have an extra towel here so I can add to my pile of blankets. And I have a yoga bolster. And you could substitute more thick fluffy towels for this bolster, or a thick, kind of really firm pillow if you have one. And we're going to get started right away in a chest opener. So take your thick fluffy towels or your yoga blankets, and you want to fold them up into a long, narrow, sort of torso-shaped size. You're going to take them onto your mat, the back half of your mat, the long way. We're going to lie back over these. So watch what I'm doing. I'm staggering these blankets, so there are 2 or 3 inches of blanket before I add the next one. And I'm adding a towel here on the top. If you had a 3rd blanket, you could add that. Have your 2 blocks on either side of your mat. Don't need our bolster quite yet. So you're going to have a seat right in front of these blankets and you're going to recline. Now, once you recline, try taking a little bit of the top blanket or towel and scrunching or folding it up under your neck so you have a little bit of a neck pillow. Now, we have a couple of options for our legs. You could make a butterfly shape with your legs and tip your knees out wide and bring the soles of your feet together, and that's where you might want your blocks. Take your blocks underneath your knees or thighs. You might not need blocks, but we're going to try to take our arms out wide. Arms out wide like an airplane with palms up. If you feel like 3 blankets or towels is giving you too deep of a chest opener here, feel free to work with only 1 or 2, as many as it takes to start to give you a sense of stretch across your chest, inner shoulders, and inner arms. Now close your eyes and bring your attention to your breath. It is so important to remember that your body is constantly changing. As the ancient Greek philosopher Heraclitus said, everything changes, nothing stands still. You can't step in the same river twice. Everything is flowing. So every time you come to your mat, your body is a little bit different. Just like water flowing in a river, it's never quite the same. So please make adjustments as you need to in this practice to suit your individual needs in your individual body in this moment in time. Now start to focus on the rise and fall of your breath. And as you inhale in through your nose, exhale back out through your nose. Begin to feel your chest, your breastbone, your collarbones rising up and expanding with each inhalation. Sinking down and relaxing with each exhalation. Try to let your arm bones get heavy and relaxed as they drop off of your pile of blankets or towels side to side. If you need to change the shape of your legs at any time to get more comfortable here, please do. I want to become as relaxed as possible. So relaxed you could almost contemplate going to sleep here, but instead of going to sleep, be extremely attentive, focused on your breath. Start to inhale in just a little bit more deeply. Exhale out just a little bit more deeply. Keep going that way. Inhale a little bit more deeply. Exhale A little bit more deeply. Try to let your head drop back completely so your neck is completely relaxed. Feel the rise and fall of your breath, almost like water flowing through the banks of a river. Feel your breath flowing through your body. Feel your skin containing that breath like the banks of the river contain the water. And we'll take 3 to 5 more breaths here. After your next exhalation, if your knees are still wide, bring your hands to your outer legs. Help your knees draw together. Straighten your legs out for a moment. Take your arms overhead. Interlace your fingers. Turn your palms back. Stretch your arms out as long as you can. That might mean you have to keep a bend in your elbows to protect your shoulders. But if you can go out long, fine, as long as you're comfortable. Take another deep breath in through your nose, and as much as you can, let your arm bones drop back. Out through your mouth this time. Unwind your fingers. We're going to change the interlacing so the opposite pinky is on the outside. And then turn your palms back again. Stretch out as long as you can. One more deep breath now. In through your nose. Out through your mouth. Unwind your fingers. Bring your arms down. Bend your knees. You're going to shift your hips to the left a little bit and roll gently to the right until you can press yourself up to a seat. And once you're up, find your way to a simple seat there on the floor. So if you can sit with crossed legs on the floor, fine. And if that's a challenge for you, you might prop your hips up on 1 or 2 or even all 3 of your blankets, or prop your hips up on your bolster even. But find your way into your comfortable seat. And once you're there, bend your elbows, and we're going to take some alternate shoulder rolls to the back. So you're going to pull one shoulder up toward that side earlobe and roll it back and down and forward. And keep going. Start to breathe. It should feel gentle and fluid. Change the direction. And keep breathing deeply. Good. And now relax your arms down. Take your right arm, reach it out to the right, and take a deep breath in. Turn your chin to your left shoulder. As you exhale, you're going to bring your right forearm across your chest. Fork lift it. You can hook around the front of your forearm or your upper arm, whichever feels better. Pull across your chest. Try to drop your shoulders. Try to keep your chest turning forward and not to the side. And then turn your chin toward that right shoulder. So we're going to do a few rounds as a flow. Inhale. Open your right arm. Turn your chin to the left. And exhale. Arm across your chest. Fork lift. Turn your chin to the right. Open it across, inhale, chin to the left. Exhale across, fork lift, chin to the right. One more as a flow, inhale. Exhale. Now keep your fork lifted arm, but turn your chin back over to the left and tuck your chin into your left shoulder. Should start to feel some stretch. The back of your neck on the right side and down inside that inner shoulder blade. Upper trapezius muscles there where they start to head down towards your mid trapezius and your rhomboids. So upper back, back of the neck. Right side, inner shoulder blades stretching out. Breathe as deeply as you can. 2 more breaths here. Lift your chin, look to center, let go of that right arm, and now we're going to take symmetrical shoulder rolls to the back. Bring some blood flow back into your shoulders and upper back. Change the direction. Good. And now open your left arm to the left. Turn your chin to your right shoulder. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring your left arm across your chest, fork lift it, and see where you need to be. Take an extra breath here on this first round, and drop your shoulders, turn your chin all the way to the left. And here comes our flow. Open that left arm to the left, turn your chin to the right as you inhale. Exhale, left arm across your chest, fork lift it, chin to the left. Chin to the right, left arm to the left, inhale. Exhale, across your chest, fork lift, chin to the left. Inhale. And exhale. And one more round like that. Inhale. And exhale. Now keep your arm fork lifting across your chest, but turn your chin back over to the right and tuck your chin into your inner right shoulder. Breathe, drop your shoulder blades down, but keep some pressure with that right forearm, pulling your left arm across your chest a little bit to open up the left side of your upper back. Move your left shoulder blade away from your spine. Tuck your chin in perhaps a little bit more deeply and really breathe into the space you're creating at the back of your neck and upper back on the left side. Last 2 breaths there. Now lift your chin, look to center, let go of your forearm, and take those symmetrical shoulder rolls again. And change the direction. Keep on breathing deeply. All right, we're going to come back to a restorative pose. So you're going to get onto hands and knees this time. And I'm going to use my bolster now and a block. So if you don't have a bolster, you could stack a couple of your blankets or towels up for this. If you do have a bolster, use that. Grab that bolster from a kneeling position. So if you need to pad your knees, go ahead and put a blanket under your knees. But take your bolster across your mat the wide way. And then reach for a block and lower down onto your forearms. So your elbows are on your bolster. Hold your block the wide way between your palms. Now we want to get our elbows shoulder distance apart. So instead of wide, narrow them in as much as possible. Even narrower than shoulder distance would be good here. This is puppy pose. So you're going to keep your butt high in the air and you're going to rock your weight off of the points of your elbows, the tips of your elbows, toward your upper arms, and bow your forehead down to the edge of the bolster. If your elbows are too far forward, your face is going to smush into the bolster and you won't be able to breathe well, so elbows back a little bit toward the edge of the bolster. Bring your head down now, bend your elbows, keep those elbows in narrow, and bring the block toward the back of your head. Let your chest sink down toward the floor. So you should start to feel a stretch in the backs of your upper arms, your triceps, your lats perhaps, the big wing-like muscles that connect to the back of your armpit and extend across your back. And around your shoulders as well. Now walk those elbows in a little closer if you can. And you might walk your knees back a little more and let your chest sink down a little bit more. Bring the block a little closer towards your upper back if you can. And breathe, breathe. Stick with it for 3 to 5 more breaths. As long as you can. It's always fine to take a break if you need to. now start to move your block forward and lift your head off the bolster. Crawl your knees forward a little bit. Set your block down in front of the bolster and come up to sit for a moment so you can adjust a prop or two under your shins. So grab one or two of your blankets that you have folded the long way we used for our chest opener. You could use all three perhaps, but one or two is probably sufficient. You're going to put your shins up on those blankets. You're going to lower down so that your chest comes over your bolster. You want your shoulder heads to be above the bolster. Okay, so your breastbone's on the bolster, but your throat is not on the bolster, and the knot to the base of your throat is not on the bolster. We're going to come into eagle here on the floor. If you need padding underneath your elbows, feel free to add another blanket under your elbows, but cross your right arm in front of your left arm and start to turn your palms up and wiggle your fingers in opposite directions. Now the block is there for you to rest your head on, so it might need to be medium height or tall height even. I like mine at the low height, so I'm going to put my forehead on it so my nose hangs off and I have room to breathe. Trying to get an upper back stretch, so it's a prone eagle, a belly down eagle that we're working here. Start to breathe. You should feel your upper back stretching open. If you don't, try to wiggle your fingers further apart. Left fingers move further to the right, right fingers move further to the left. And then sink in and breathe. Try to let your head get as heavy as possible and use your upper back to breathe in. So expand your shoulder blades as completely as you can as you inhale. Relax your upper back and shoulder blades as completely as you can as you exhale. And we'll take one more breath on this side. Good. Now lift your head. Wiggle your arms back to the side they belong to. And we're going to come into Sphinx Pose for a moment. So we're going to prop up on your elbows. Elbows in front of the bolster and your rib cage on the bolster, unless you really want a deeper Sphinx. And then you might bring your elbows up on top of your bolster and you could bring your palms together. So see what feels good there. We're going to do a few neck rolls while we're here. So take a big breath in. And as you exhale, turn your chin to your right shoulder and tuck it in. Then roll down across your chest. As you inhale, lift up partway to the left shoulder and turn and look at center again. Take a big breath in. We'll go in the other direction, chin to the left. Exhale, tuck in and roll down and across. Lift up partway, inhale and look to center. Do it again. Look to the right. Tuck in and roll down and across. Lift up partway, inhale. On the left side, look to center. And one more to the left, tuck in and roll down and across. Lift up partway, inhale, and to center. Let's take our second side eagle. So you're going to bring your left arm in front of your right this time. Adjust yourself on your bolster if you need to, and wiggle your arms in opposite directions. And adjust your block under your forehead, palms up, and try to wiggle, wiggle, wiggle until you feel a stretch in your upper back. And start to breathe into that. As much as you can, expand and release in your upper back. your head drop down into that block. We're almost there. A few more breaths. One more. And lift your head. Walk your elbows back to the side they belong to. You're either going to get your hands on your bolster or next to your bolster and start to bring yourself up to hands and knees. Curl your feet off of your blankets and move your bolster off to the side for a moment. We're going to take a child's pose here. So shift your hips back to your heels. If you need to widen your knees out, go ahead. Hips towards your heels, bow your forehead down. Now you might stay here, but if it feels okay, we're going to try rabbit pose. Take your hands behind your back and interlace your fingers. And then start to lift the front of your shoulders away from the floor and squeeze your upper back. And if you can keep going, gently rock your hips forward and put some weight in the crown of your head, but a tiny little bit of weight in the crown of your head. Most of your weight's in your knees. Lift your knuckles up toward the ceiling and try to stretch out the front of your arms, front of your shoulders, a little bit into your chest. No more than 10% of your weight in the crown of your head, so stay really light on the crown of your head and breathe, breathe. One more breath there. And then lower your hips down, unwind your fingers, rest your arms by your legs or out in front of you again, whichever feels better, and take one more deep breath. Good. Bring yourself up to hands and knees, and then get back onto your pelvis with your legs out in front of you. And we're going to set up now for our second to last pose. Okay, so don't need these blankets anymore, so you can move your blankets off to the side. At least we don't need them for this particular pose. But you will need both of your blocks and your bolster. So take one block behind you, the medium height, the wide way, or the low height, the wide way. We're coming into another chest opener. The low height, the wide way is going to give you a little bit less of a back bend, a little less of a chest opener. Medium height, a little bit more, but it still will be pretty gentle. Second block at the tall height, behind that medium block, 5 or 6 inches. Now adjust your bolster the wide way so that your legs can drape over it. Now you're going to head back, and it might take a few tries to get yourself in the right position. So you want the bottom edge of your shoulder blades on that first block. And then your head on the second block. Arms out slightly wide again. And your legs just resting on your bolster. Now you should feel this area of your chest again, stretching open. And if you don't feel very much, you can deepen this chest opener by taking the block under your head down a notch, or even 2 notches if you're bendy. So find a good place for your body today and start to breathe. Relax as much as you can here. Focus your attention on inhaling fully, all the way, all the way, all the way in. Exhaling completely, all the way out. Make any little changes you have to so that your body can rest here as comfortably as possible. There goes my little dog. Doing yoga at home with pets always means that they're going to interrupt you from time to time, but yoga is always about tuning out distraction as much as is possible. And it helps when your significant other can go take care of your dog who's barking at the door to go out. Alright, so we settle in for, 3 to 5 more breaths now. Now after this next exhalation, you're going to bring your arms up by your ears and interlace your fingers and turn your palms back. Take a big breath in, but this time we're going to rock a little bit side to side. So rock to your right shoulder blade a little bit and stretch the heels of your hands up to the right. Take a big breath in. Exhale, rock back to center and a little to the left. Feel that shoulder blade dig into that left side. Take a big breath in, the block dig into the shoulder blade that is, and exhale, rock back. Change the interlacing of your fingers, and let's do that one more time. Turn your palms back. Take a big breath in. Rock a little to the right as you exhale. And back to center, inhale. A little to the left, exhale. And then back to center. Inhale, open your mouth side out, unwind your fingers, arms come down. Good, now bend your knees. And we're going to try to roll to our right again. So shift your hips a little to the left and roll to the right. If that feels too uncomfortable, you can push forward and up. And find your way back to your hips with your legs over your bolster. Move your blocks off to the side. And I've got one final pose before relaxation. It's a forward fold. So legs stretched out over your bolster. Make your legs parallel more or less, but then let your knees tip open just a little bit. So you've got a little bit of space between your knees. Take your arms up by your ears. Take a big breath in as you exhale. Hinge from your hips forward as much as you can and drape your arms over your legs. So arms, I like them side to side of my legs. I can reach my feet, but if you can't reach your feet, you can hold on to your ankles or shins. Start to bow your head in toward the bolster. So it's a bit like a forward fold, Paschimottanasana, but it's also a bit like child's pose, Balasana. If you'd like to rest your head, and your head is getting close enough to the ground that you could add a block under your forehead, feel free. You could always put the block up on the bolster if you need to. Let your shoulder blades stretch apart. Start to breathe deeply. Relax your hamstrings as much as possible, especially if they're stretching out. Relax your spine, relax the back of your neck. Be as relaxed as you can be here for 3 to 5 more breaths. And after your next exhalation, scoop your belly in, scoop your front ribs in, your chest, your throat. Start to roll yourself up and out of your fold. And once your head comes up, take 3 shoulder rolls to the back. Good. Now, momentarily move your bolster off to the side. We're going to start to head into our final relaxation with a simple spinal twist, and then we'll bring our bolster back in under our legs for relaxation. So grab your shins and make sure you have room to recline. Take a big breath in, sit up tall. And as you exhale, come on down onto your back. Keep your knees bent. Shift your hips a little bit to the left on your mat and tip your knees to the right. You've got a lot of props around, so if you need a towel or a blanket between your knees for support, fold one up as thickly as you need to, or even under your outer knee for support. If you feel okay without any support between your knees, fine. Reach your left arm to the left, palm up. You might rest your right hand on your left thigh. You might reach it out to the right, whatever feels most comfortable. And turn your chin to your left shoulder and rest there for a moment and breathe. And now slowly to back onto your back. Shift your hips to center. Pick your feet up, hug your knees in, take a rock side to side. And set your feet down. Shift your hips to the right a little bit, tip your knees to the left. Right arm reaches to the right. If you need that support under your thighs, you could add a towel or a blanket in between your thighs. So maybe left hand on your outer right thigh or left arm reaching to the left. Turn your chin to your right shoulder if you can. And back to your breath. After your next exhalation, if you have something between your thighs, move it and rock all the way to your left side. Press yourself up just momentarily so we can adjust our mat for our final relaxation. Take your bolster back onto your mat the wide way and stretch your legs out over it. If it's chilly enough, you might want to cover up with a blanket. Your body needs to be comfortable and warm in order to fully relax. And if you prefer to have a pillow under your head, use one of your towels or blankets behind your head. If you don't need one, no need to use one. Come on down with the backs of your knees over your bolster. Arms in a comfortable shape. So traditional Savasana, hands a little wider than shoulders, palms up like a rag doll. If it's more comfortable for you to rest your hands on your belly or in some other shape, that's absolutely fine. And close your eyes for a moment. Bring yourself back to your breath. And as you breathe, feel your whole body and space beginning to relax. Feel the floor supporting the back of your pelvis, your shoulder blades, the back of your head. Feel the bolster supporting the backs of your legs. A little bit at a time, begin to relax your whole body. Feel your fingers and your toes relaxing. Feel your hands and your feet relaxing. Feel your arms and your legs relaxing. Feel your shoulders and your hips relaxing. Feel your chest and belly relaxing. Feel the curves of your spine relaxing. Your low back, your mid back, upper back, and the back of your neck. Feel the muscles of your face relaxing. Feel the hinge of your jaw relaxing. Feel your eyelids relaxing. Your eyebrows, the space across your forehead relaxing. Remind yourself to breathe, to continue to focus on your breath. And as you do that, feel your whole body relaxing. Even more importantly, feel your mind relaxing. And if you have time to stay a little longer in this Savasana relaxation, feel free. There's nothing more luxurious than 15, 20, 30-minute Savasana. And if you're ready to move on with your day, take a deep breath in with your nose. Open your mouth, let it go. And start to wake up your hands and feet by moving your fingers and toes, your wrists and your ankles. Start to stretch your arms out overhead, reach your legs long. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Sigh it out through your mouth. Bring your arms down, bend your knees, roll to one side. Pause there for a moment with your head supported by your arm or blanket. And take another slow, deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Use the strength of your arms now to press yourself up to a seat. And once you're up, take a moment to sit up tall. Open your arms out wide. Inhale. Hands to your heart. Exhale. Namaste. Thanks for practicing with me today.